Hey, good morning. Good morning. Guess who my co-host is today? He's usually behind the camera, but I have this thing going on in my head. ETC does a lot on the weekend.
They sure do. Yeah.
And so you don't know about it if we don't talk about it. So I think it's important that we talk about it. And I will say this weekend, one day of the week, you needed an ETC fan. And then the next day it was nice and chilly and nice. And that's why I sound so weird today. I was outside in the wind and is it ragweed, I guess, in the fall. And I think me and the ragweed had a meeting because now I sound pretty cruddy. And so Tracy's going to help me carry the show. Carrying the show means talking about everything. And you have a pile here that is kind of like homework.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've gone back to the first time I was on ETC, Flavors of the South, about 2002 or 3. No, 2000, yeah. It's been 23 years ago. Think about that. 23 years ago. At that time, we were doing Flavors of the South. Let's see, Pam had a program, North Georgia Treasures.
Yeah.
You have gone through a bunch of those.
Mm-hmm.
And because you have access to our archives,
Yeah.
you're digging out some pretty cool stuff.
I am. I've been. I started airing those Flavors of the South stuff again. I've been airing a lot of ETC stuff again on ETC3. I've gotten rid of a lot of the Andy Griffith stuff like that because I really
Now,
want.
you can't get rid of all of Andy Griffith, or we
Well-
will have an ups. Oh, Lordy, I can just hear Ball Ground, Georgia right now.
Well, I mean, I really wanted to bring more original ETC programming
Local stuff,
back
yep.
to ETC, and that's kind of what I've been trying to do. So, yeah, I've looked through all the North Georgia Treasures. I've looked through all those stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And when we think about it, there are so many of those treasures who've gone to be with Jesus. And so what we're offering you now, like these things, not only do they put some of the stuff back on ETC, it also goes to YouTube, which means that we are not just ETC today, we are worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide, people will look at this and say, well, what does ETC mean? Well, it means Ellijay Telephone Company, a company who has been in business over 115 years,
Yep.
owned by the same family. Do you get that, y'all? When you call ETC, you talk to somebody who sounds like him, not like me, because not everybody has this crud today.
Yeah.
But it's local. This is a local company that grows and grows and grows. And not only grows in mileage and distance, it grows in the strength of what it can offer you.
Yeah.
And I think that is so important. How many local stations bring sports every weekend? There aren't any.
Not very often. Not very many.
Yeah. And y'all do local. Where were you this weekend? Basin?
We were in Copper Basin this week. We had Hayesville versus Copper Basin. If y'all want to check out the re-air of that, it'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then we're doing Coosa at Fannin this Friday. And then we're going to be in Pickens for the next 2 weeks after that. And so, and then we'll just continue on.
and that's what it's about. And because my granddaughter was the drum major about 100 years ago in Pickens County, we can actually see the flashbacks of those programs because on some of the, is it 14 where you put a lot of the old stuff? It is so cool because who remembers that many years back? Well, people are remembering and they love it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, they've been doing Game of the Week from I think 2003 to now.
Yeah.
So it's like over 20 years of games, and
Yeah.
so I've not even put a dent in any of it yet. But 14 will have all that stuff for y'all in the future. I know that for sure.
And that is really cool because going through, just like what I'm going through here, I brought him a stack today that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorite times in television. We were out going to your community. It was a very different world, and we had the old cameras. Now we have high def.
Yeah.
Now we have new cameras. We have different things than what we took out on the road. But what we took out on the road was the love of meeting y'all. That was so cool to show up. We were at Brenda Evans Designs that day, and Larry Dodson was with us. Miss Farrell Starnes was with us. Jesse and Vicki from Ronnie Thompson Ford were with us. and Mr. Floyd Scott was with us. Those are LIJ treasures.
I'm pretty sure that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, and it is one of those things that we want you to know. You can go to YouTube. It is completely free. You just click in and please subscribe to my channel. It's Cherie Martin. And this is what you get. You get the program with your friends, your neighbors, the music you loved. And that's really cool. Now, this is something, I can't remember why I brought this, but it's North Georgia Now, 2005. That's exactly 20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago. So that's going to go on YouTube.
I was 4.
You were 4.
I was 4 years old.
That's crazy. We won't talk about how old I was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then here is, I love this. You can go to YouTube. Scotty Mayfield came to visit my house, and he was there several times, and he was fascinated by the way I make biscuits. Well, let me tell you what I did this weekend. I made a mistake. I use white lily flour. Everybody knows white lily's our flour. And the only time I don't buy it is when it's a lot more expensive than the other flour. If something is on sale, I might try it. I might like it, I might not. But White Lily had this thing, and it said to freeze your butter and make biscuits out of butter instead of lard or Crisco. So I tried it with butter this weekend. They tasted great, but they looked like the Dickens. They just looked like the Dickens, and I wasn't happy with it. And I said, I don't know about this. I don't know if I'm going to try that again. But, you know, it's like live television. Live television was an experience for us here.
Yeah.
Because Roger Futch called me, and he said, do you think you could do live TV? I said, of course I can. And he said, well, how do you want to do your teleprompter? I said, I don't want a teleprompter. I said, don't ever talk to me about a teleprompter. Teleprompters for people who don't have anything in their head. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, y'all. But a teleprompter to me would limit what we do here, because what we do here is instantaneous.
Yeah.
It's what's happening right now, what is going on. If something happens on the way to work, I could talk to you about it. If we had a teleprompter, everybody would go into panic mode. So we've never done a teleprompter. And at the same time, we've talked about a million subjects. We've talked about Martin Luther King's funeral. We've talked about the crazy, horrible day of 9/11. We've talked about that over and over. This is the week that we will be talking about 9/11 again. You have so much footage that we got from a New York City detective who provided us with disc after disc after disc of original stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we can do live.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I loaded them a year or two ago, I think we had like at least 20 minutes of pictures from that entire DVD that you gave me. So it's a lot of stuff, and we have a lot of content that we play on here, and that is probably the biggest thing I think I've had to load for the show was all the 9/11 stuff.
Yeah. And 9/11 is that day in history that we will never forget, where we were, who we were with, what we were doing. Were you a year old, 2 years old? How old were you?
I was 1. I think my mom, she told me that she was getting her hair done, and I was at the Methodist church in town, and that's where the mom, I think, took me for daycare, and that's where I was when it happened. But obviously, I don't remember when I was 1 year old.
Right.
So.
Right. But can you imagine being your mom as she's getting her hair done?
Yeah.
Wanting to get finished, get in a hurry, go get my baby, go hug my baby, and go home.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a big thing, and I've seen like interviews of kids that were born on that day in 2001, and it's a wild thing to think about because it was such a big, impactful thing. Even though I wasn't old enough to know what was going on, and even learning about it now is just how much of an impact it was on America as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. And we hope that we never have that happen again. We are watching America, by the grace of God, come back to loyalty to America, flying the flags. I love to drive through developments, and the new homeowners put out their flag. One of the first things they do is put out an American flag. Yeah. And so I challenge everybody, as we're approaching 9/11 again, once again, we have to remember that horrible day. In honor of a very special Gilmer County young man, in honor of Noah Harris, would you please fly a flag on 9/11? Even if you get a small flag and you put it out by your mailbox, fly a flag to remember that young man from Gilmer County had his life in front of him. He had everything set, ready to go. And on that day, he decided to join the military and to make a difference. And yesterday, I met some parents of a young man. He's 26 years old. He just got his wings. He flies the Black Hawk helicopters, and he is a Marine pilot who at 26 is achieving all his goals in life, and it is giving to America. And that is still so important. Our military is growing stronger. It is growing at a pace that it hasn't grown in years and years and years, because people are proud of America today.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important, so important.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Noah Harris. I've watched that documentary that they did on him, and that's I really his inspiration to want to go into the military, and because of 9/11, I feel like that happened with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I think that's like the one event, in my opinion, that really brought America together.
Absolutely.
And you don't really see that anymore.
No. And we should. Let's go back to the day. Do you remember where you were the day the world stopped turning? Do you remember? Let's remember together how we felt about each other. We were praying together. We were raising our flags together. We were hugging our children together. And I said, I think that's so very, very important to go back to that. We don't ever want to go back to that tragic day as far as all the lives lost. And the lives lost didn't stop that day. The lives lost continued daily as people who worked ground zero are dying of cancer. They're dying of brain problems because of the cancer. They went into unknown territory to try to save their loved ones, their comrades, their, just a police officer down the street that they knew. They rushed in to try to save them, and now many of them are giving their lives. Yeah, so it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop as we approach 9/11. Now this weekend, Ball Ground showed off. They showed off and they showed out. It was amazing. The Ball Ground Art Festival, it was Art on Main, and it went from one end of Main Street to the other end of Main Street. Food trucks, artists, original music, and that was really, really cool. So today's theme of our program is going to be about original Ellijay music. And who is it that produces original Ellijay music?
Dwight Sanford, of course.
Of course, Dwight Sanford, of course. So we're going to share some of his music with y'all in a little bit. And I want to remind you, this weekend on Friday afternoon, Jasper is going to be showing out with their art walk. They have about 16 to 20 artisans. They will be downtown in Jasper. Go in individual shops, individual stores, meet the artist, buy their product, and get to know downtown Jasper. Now, all of the towns that we serve, from Ball Ground to Turtletown, we have Ball Ground has a downtown district, Jasper has a downtown district, Talking Rock has a downtown district, Ellijay has a downtown, and certainly Blue Ridge does.
Yeah.
But you know who doesn't, and Copper Hill and McKaysville do. You know who doesn't?
Who?
Turtletown, because we go from Ball Ground to Turtletown.
It's true.
So what can we do to get a downtown district in Turtletown? I don't know. But I was talking about Turtletown the other day, and somebody said, where is Turtletown? And I told them, ride up, here's my challenge to y'all. If you're taking a vacation for a fall trip, go to Copper Hill, go to McKaysville, follow the road out to Turtletown, and then turn and go out and take a trip to Fields of the Wood. Have you been there before?
My dad has actually talked about us going to there at some point. I can't remember when, but I've wanted to see it for myself, really.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And in the fall, it is absolutely beautiful. So that is the time to go. But I want to remind you about that horrible accident that happened just not very far down the road from there when Brady Singleton lost his life. I did a half-page article for the newspaper in North Carolina for the Murphy Cherokee Scout, and I wrote a story about that kid, about that amazing child, about that family. And I hope that it caught your attention. I hope that if you have ever thought about drinking and driving, you won't drink and drive again. If you ever thought about helping somebody, will you please contact the congressmen, the senators, anybody in the Murphy, North Carolina area that can help us to we just want a memorial plaque put up between the distance, like 1 mile before and 1 mile after where Brady and Grady's accident happened. And it wasn't an accident, it was a horrible incident. So, but if you could help, if you know the congressman, if you know the senators, write the newspaper a letter, write somebody a letter, and let's get together. All I want is a plaque just on the side of the road that says the Brady Singleton Memorial Highway, just for a mile, That child's life is worth that, because when everybody that remembers that day is gone, you think about it. You were a kid. You were 6 or 7 years old when that happened. So you weren't much older than Brady would have been today.
No, I think he was like maybe 2 or 3 years younger than I was.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. So think about that. And you've been able to live your life.
Yeah.
And their only child went to be with Jesus because of negligence and because of alcohol. And we need to get together and we need to make this happen. So please help me. Please, I don't beg much, but please help me. Okay, I want you got to put this on your calendar, October 10th through 18th. This is fun. This is when the leaves turn in Hiwassee. This is also when I love the area on Lake Chateau. Now, can we talk a little bit about one of the things we get to do because of ETC is we visit places that you may have never been.
Yeah.
Had you ever been on a boat on Lake Chateau?
I've never been on Lake Chateau. I haven't been on a boat. That was the first time I'd been on a boat in like 9 years, because we went to Pigeon Forge on a trip and we went on a boat then. But I think I talked about it when all of us were on the show the other week. I had been to the fairgrounds the first time when I was 11, and it's weird now because I used to go a lot, and now I'm going to do what I love doing. It's just weird for me because I've always went to the fairgrounds and stuff, and I've only ever been to one concert there, and that was Josh Turner. So,
and that was a big one, wasn't it?
That was a big one.
That was a big one.
That was a very big one.
Yeah. I can remember when Hank Jr. was there and they opened up the doors and they sold seats or standing room only outside. I mean, it was crazy. There's so many things that happen at the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds, and they don't just happen in the fall or in the spring or in the summer. They happen year-round. So check out their website and look and find a reason to come to Hiwassee. But my reason I'm going there, I have a 2-day vacation coming up. September 21st and 22nd, we're going to do the boating on Lake Chateau. Lake Chateau Marina has amazing boats that you can rent. Now, my way of cruising the lake is to rent a boat. Don't run out and buy one unless you have somewhere to store it, because if I bought one, I'd have nowhere to put it. But you can rent them for a day, you can rent them for half a day. And I think half a day on the lake will just be really relaxing. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's, I know, I'm surprised you didn't bring up the KFC on the boat.
Oh, well, the KFC, you have to stop and get KFC. But I'm going to get there really early in the morning, so I won't get to stop at KFC because they won't be open. But yeah. But that water is so crystal clear and so beautiful.
Yeah, when we went on that boat, it was a very interesting experience because it was funny that we got to do that and also get paid for it at the same time. It's just, it felt like we were on a trip, the three of us.
Yeah, a vacation.
And it was pretty fun. I think we spent that entire week filming stuff for that special, and y'all should check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is on YouTube, and it is simply about the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds, and so much to do there, from Hamilton Gardens to getting a boat and cruising Lake Chateau. Now, can we talk about Bell Mountain? Because I've never been on top of it.
Yeah.
Probably will never go there, but you have.
Yeah, it's pretty high up there. I've shown pictures of the time that my family went up there. Now, this was before the whole stuff happening up there with the murders and stuff. But yeah, I think we went during COVID, and it was really nice from what I can remember. I'm pretty sure I vlogged it too, but Yeah, it's a really nice view. You can see the entire lake. It's like a scene out of a movie or something.
Were you nervous about being up there? Was it a little bit intimidating?
I mean, I'm afraid of heights, sort of, but I mean, I've hiked with my mom and them so much that I think I've just gotten used to like the heights and everything.
Well, I watched somebody parasail off of it the other day.
Oh gosh.
And I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
But it looked so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It looked so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And he must have had a camera attached to himself because he was getting some great shots.
Yeah.
So if you are an outdoors person and you love being outdoors, there's nowhere any better than North Georgia to be outdoors.
Yep. I agree.
Now, remember the thing that y'all filmed down in Ball Ground and you walked across the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that.
That is a walking park, walking distance from every development we have going on in downtown Ball Ground. That is the coolest thing ever. And we have the beginning of the trailhead is right by the tennis courts. You park right by the tennis courts in downtown Ball Ground. You walk right up the little incline and you walk. And we have, I'm so proud of Karen and Clark. He's older than me. That's the only word I'm going to say. And they walked that the other day, and they loved every minute of it, and they had a great experience. It's downtown Ball Ground, and we have walking trails.
Yeah.
And that is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Now, one of the other things we have in downtown Ball Ground, thank goodness, we no longer have empty shops, or we no longer have buildings with rocks in them that you can't get in the door because they're never open.
Yeah.
We have open businesses now, and that's such a positive. And I actually went through Talking Rock the other day, and Talking Rock has open businesses now. So North Georgia is open for business, and we would love to welcome you to come. And when you come, get to know ETC. What's it stand for?
LIJ Telephone Company.
That's right. And we've been in business over 115 years. I love our customer service. That's one of the things. And sometimes I will give somebody some information and they'll call me back and say, Cherie, they couldn't do what you said. And I said, yes, they will. Yes, they can. They didn't know where we were. We're already hardwired. We're ready to go. ETC is ready to go. Mm-hmm. We are ready to go. We are growing at a pace that is amazing. They have now hit into Dawson County. They've hit over into Waleska. Mm-hmm. They're going to areas where I will be out and see somebody and they'll say, hey, we watch you on ETC. And I said, where do you live? I live in Waleska. I didn't even know we went to Waleska. Mm-hmm. We are growing.
Yep.
We are growing, but we still maintain the same customer service. And that's the most important thing. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing.
You saying Waleska made me think we will be coming to the Georgia Marble Festival.
That's right.
On October 5th, doing some music stuff for that. Mm-hmm. We got so many more coming up, including the Apple Festival. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing the Night of Worship here at the Christian Center.
Which is awesome.
November.
That's what our local television does. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, when we talk about our local television, it is faith-based. We opened the door to the churches, mm-hmm. and that was one of the things that really made us grow.
Yeah.
And from Ebenezer Baptist Church standing over here with their choir, mm-hmm. you know, there's so many people who came into this studio with their redback hymnals and they sang here. Mm-hmm. And when you get to see those programs, and many of those loved ones have gone to be with the Lord, but the music is still here.
Mm-hmm. There's a thing when we went and did Kimsey Ridge, when I went and did Kimsey Ridge this year that Ryan Norton mentioned. He had a call from a lady that was in the hospital, and she said that she was being, like, the Lord was going through her with Singing in the Mountains. And I thought that was really inspiring because not only was it the Singing in the Mountains that was like moving through her, but by us putting that out there for people, it helps people get through hard times. Right,
that's right. Yeah. And that's what ETC was designed to do. It's about making you feel good. And some days like today, I'm not feeling great, but I'm here. And I'm here because, and I want to talk about the pear relish or pear preserve sitting in front of me. If you have an old-timey pear tree and you're not using the pears, pick up the phone and call me at 404-375-0590 because these old-timey pear preserves were made this last week. Dawn made them. There are so few of these pear trees left, and as a realtor, yes, I'm involved in development. Yes, sometimes people clean their property before they really look at the trees that are on there. If you're new to the area and you're buying an old historic piece of property, don't do anything until fall, until you know if you have an old-timey pear tree on the property, and save that tree.
Yeah.
Because those trees are very rare, they're very hard to find, and these pear preserves are very rare and very hard to find. You can buy pear preserves made with the new mushy pears, but not like these. So honestly, before your bulldozer comes, walk around the property and make sure you don't have one of those amazing old-timey pear trees, because they're just the best. And if I can remember, I think Freddie's mom made the pear preserves, and Angela was sitting next to me live on the show, and she opened a jar of pear preserves, and she said, "Oh my gosh." And she had been battling cancer, had not been able to eat for a while, and she said that was the best taste she ever put in her mouth. So there's something about that old-timey familiar something, and if your granny made pear preserves, you can learn to do it too.
I think I've only had a pear one time.
Really?
I think so.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow,
I think so.
Yeah, well, and Angela said it right. They're gritty. They're a little bit gritty, and their texture is different, but they're so amazingly full of flavors. So, and this weekend, again, ball ground, you were really, it was amazing. It was crazy. There were a lot of people out. We had this huge storm that came through and lasted about 45 minutes on Saturday, but nobody left. Everybody found somewhere to get under cover, and everybody stayed. We had food trucks, and to Gary Lamb and Black Sheep Promotions, congratulations, a very successful weekend. Now we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, whose music are we going to feature?
Dwight Sanford.
Dwight Sanford.
Mr. Ellijay.
Also known as Mr. Ellijay. And to our viewer who wanted hats, I brought you some Mr. Ellijay hats. You just got to catch up with me. So I've got you 5 hats, the last 5 hats I have. So pick up the phone and call me. And, you know, it's important that we remember this television program and this studio started because of just local folks. Now, when you follow local sports, last year, in the last few years, we have had some guys who excelled. I'm thinking about a certain young man whose last name is Kiker. I was thinking about another one whose last name is McVeigh. I'm thinking about some really cool athletes who came out of our area. So this year, if you're into sports, you can watch the sports that they film on the weekend, and you can say, hey, you need to watch that kid. He's going to be a good player. He's going to be a good player. Now, what about the Pickens girls? Y'all got to follow them.
The last year, in my opinion, I honestly think last year was like the best season for us, because we had Fannin football went to state, and then we had all of the basketball, which I don't even know if I've ever heard of this before, even when I wasn't working here, but all 4 of our teams that we cover went to state for basketball.
That's awesome.
Which I don't know if I've ever seen that or heard that ever. And then with baseball, we've always covered Pickens going to state, and then I think Fannin also went to state last year. But it was just a really good season for sports, I think, last year. And this year, I think it'll be no different.
That's right. That's right. So watch our local sports. Okay, here goes a commercial.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time, and delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things. This is pre-tirement.
talking about memories, about my home in Tennessee. Memories keep calling me home.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Okay, now this weekend at the Ball Ground Art Walk, we had an amazing weekend. Met some super nice people who love the book Cry the Eagle. One lady drove all the way from Gainesville. And then, of course, if you're out and about, you see beautiful views in Ball Ground. That's what it's about. This is in a beautiful historical building, and we just had the best time, and Dawn got to meet some people who wanted to talk to her. And then, there you go, we offered original music by that man. His name is Mr. Ellijay. And you know, that's what it's about. Now this, we're going to stop on this photo, and there's a press release that was just done. There's been a lot of gossip, a lot of rumors, a lot of horrible things said that I got really upset about, because you don't make accusations until you know what you're talking about. This fire happened sadly as renovation was being done on a historical building. The historical building is being saved, but it is to a great expense, because there was something that happened that had nothing to do with the new owner. He was not involved at all. And so if you've been one of those mouthy people saying negative things that you had no business to say, I want Trace to now read the press release that will be in the newspapers this week.
The Haithcock building located at 235 Gilmer Ferry Road, Ball Ground, was purchased by GR Main Street 2 LLC on July 31st, 2025. As a safety precaution, immediately after closing, power was disconnected to the building prior to renovation work being initiated. By August 9th, 2025, all the moisture and termite damaged wood and substandard steps servicing the second floor had been removed from the property. The previous owner, Richard Haithcock, had permission to remove the old elevator from the property. On Saturday, August 9th, Mr. Haithcock's grandson was working inside the Haithcock building on the elevator, utilizing such tools as a battery powder grinder and saw. Mr. Haithcock checked on the progress of removing the elevator around 7 p.m. August 9th, and Mr. Haithcock told his grandson not to work after dark. However, nearby video cameras recorded Mr. Haithcock's grandson leaving the Haithcock building at approximately 12:30 a.m. on Sunday, August 10th, 2025. On Sunday morning, August 10th, 2025, at approximately 2:27 a.m., nearby video cameras recorded evidence of a significant fire at the Haithcock building. At approximately 3:30 a.m., the Haithcock building fire was noticed by 3 individuals walking along Gilmer Ferry Road, and they reported this emergency via 911. Due to the immediate, diligent, and dedicated service of the Cherokee County Fire and Emergency Services and the City of Ball Ground Public Works, the fire was able to be contained to only the Haithcock building, as it could have destroyed the entire block of buildings along Gilmer Ferry Road. Cherokee County Fire and Emergency Services have issued an official fire report for the Haithcock building and determined that the area of origin of the fire was the elevator shaft. GR Main Street 2 LLC is currently attempting to structurally stabilize the building, and hopefully the building will be able to be repaired after such extensive fire damage. Additional information will be provided as the stabilization and repair process is further advanced.
Thank you. And this is quite honestly, it's been sad to hear people with rumors and nonsense, and I've heard it from many businesses. Now this, I found this picture. This is crazy, y'all. See that little tiny pig trail? That's where you went down when y'all went and did the 50-acre walking park. Yeah. And things have changed, and it is so amazing to see the good changes as people can walk to downtown. They can honor the businesses that put their life on the line to put all their money in coming to Ball Ground and having a business. And that is a beautiful quilt that has a lot of the colors of the Cherokee. And you know, when we talk about the Cherokee, the colors that they use have to do with the sun and the sky and the meadows and the dirt, because from there that's where it comes everything that we should know about providing for our family is from the earth, and it's very important. So if you're looking for a copy of the book, you can pick up the phone and call me, and I will make sure you get one. So, but it was fun for Dawn. She enjoyed meeting people, and again, thank you to folks who stopped by. I love this. I love this. Okay, there you go. Take care of your own, get a job, and stop freeloading. I don't know who posted that, but I thought that is so cool. That is so cool. We are in a world with so many opportunities, so many jobs, so many different things, and what's that? Where's that?
That's us on
That's
the boat.
us. That's right. That's us on the boat eating fried chicken. And again, if you're in a mood to get to know Hiawassee, the best way to do it is on a boat. And that mural, what amazing artistry from the beautiful, amazing women from the University of Georgia. They are all art majors. Some have already graduated. They came to Ball Ground, and boy, did they show up and show out. They did amazing work. I watched that come together piece by piece, stroke by stroke, and they used the colors of the Cherokee, and that's what it's about. Use the colors of the Cherokee and honor our heritage, and there you go. And you know, it's like Dawn, she is, oh my gosh, she's a country bumpkin. She loves being in the dirt. She loves picking muscadine. She loves making jelly. She loves doing things from that old-timey way, and I think that's so important. Yeah. It's so important. Now, we're going to go to some music. Do you have a favorite by Dwight? Because I've chosen the ones I want to do, and this is a big shout out to Ronnie Cantrell and Jackie Dunn, because what I would give to see Ronnie Cantrell drive like that man drives. He makes Dale Earnhardt look like an amateur. Oh. And Dwight said they would be inside the pool room and they would hear Ronnie crank up his car and the windows would rattle. Oh, wow. And so the music that you're going to hear is because Dwight has these amazing memories of being a kid in the pool room with these old guys who were amazing drivers. Now, we have amazing drivers in Gilmer County because we also had moonshine here. Yeah, we did. And in order to not get caught by the revenuers, you better know how to drive on these mountain roads. Yeah. You better know how to drive. Now, I know you are from a sainted family, but did anybody in your family do moonshine?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Not that They're just good folks. The Parks are just good people. Well, my family's full of moonshine and bootleggers, so you know, there you go. There you go. We're going to share some of the music by the man, Mr. Ellijay.
Hey, baby, come over here. I feel good. I got my best jeans on. I feel fine. I'll call my baby on the phone. We're going down to Jamie's and watch them shoot a game of 9. Jackie Dunn will be there in his ragtop 59. My grill is clean. There's an 8-track in the dash of my machine, and I know every single line. Yeah, Susie's got her dress on, hanging high above her knees. And when she smiles for the Nikon, you know it's such a sight to see. Raise it on up a little bit. southern city lights, wheels will turn, and the rubber's gonna burn. The glass packs are racking, the power play's screaming loud. We'll cruise the red dot parking lot and see who all is in the crowd. 'Cause I feel good, I got my best jeans on, it's all fine. I'll call my baby on the phone. We're going down to Jamie's and watch him shoot a game of 9. Jackie Dunn will be there, and you better not step out of line. Y'all want to do one for AIM? This one's for Daddy. The oak tree sure has grown, and my, how time has flown since we walked together on this land. I still love Daniel Boone, and I stare up at the moon when I remember times you came to see the band. My favorite childhood thrill was to meet you on the hill when you came home from the sawmill every day. You never let me down, and you never wore a frown. You always found a way to smile and say, I saved a biscuit for your son, and up that rocky hill I'd run to the old oak tree up by the washing stand. Things were really different then, but I'll always remember when I took your big black lunchbox from your hand. of you, Dad, of all the happy times we had when everything was simple back at home. But the ages rolled away those days, and the family has parted ways. Words can leave things empty, and hearts can roam. Well, I've seen more days without you now than I saw while you were with me. And Daddy, I sure hope you understand. I thank you for the biscuits, Dad, and I thank you for the smile you had as I took your big black lunchbox from your hand. You saved a biscuit for your son, and up that rocky hill I'd run to the old oak tree up by the washing stand. Things are really different now, but I'll always remember how I took your big black lunchbox from your hand. Oh, Dewey sure has grown, and my, how time has flown since we walked together on this land. There stands the old oak tree, and a precious memory where I took your big black lunchbox from your hand. There you go, Daddy. The bank says it's foreclosing and the pickup needs repair. The LP tank's on zero and my wheel is almost there. The hope I had left with you when you walked out the door, I would say things can't get worse, but I've been wrong before. The postman brought a letter. He said he needs my signature. He don't know you had to go, and the way you left me here. I told him I don't love you, oh, but the Lord knows I still do. And he knows just what I feel inside and the things I'm going through. My brother said there's a bottle that'll make this go away. I could drink until it's over, or until my dying day. I could do all this and tell myself I don't care hope it don't get worse again, but I've been wrong before. Boss man called from work today. He left a message on my phone. I called in to talk to him to see what's going on. They're laying off across the plant, employees by the score. I would say things can't get worse, but I've been wrong before. And I could turn to the bottle and make this go away. I could drink until it's over, or until my dying day. I could do these things and tell myself I don't care anymore. And I could hope it don't get worse again, but I've been wrong before. The country's going straight to hell on a highway paved with hope. And if we keep playing around with this, we'll hang by our own rope.
Okay, dedication time. Those songs go out to first one, Ronnie Cantrell and Jackie Dunn. Second one, Jean down in Jasper, Georgia, Pickens County. Yeah, a lot of daddies carried those metal lunch boxes from the marble mines, the copper mines, from the sawmills, from the pulpwood. Gosh, pulpwood, and you talk about hard work. So many older gentlemen carried those metal lunch boxes. Who's got their daddy's metal lunch box? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? And often there was a little child at home waiting, hoping that daddy might have a little something. So, Jean, that one goes out to you. And the last one, I've been wrong before, goes out to who?
Carol Parks.
Carol Parks. Yay.
Yeah.
Love that song. Love that song. We love that song. Love the music. And today we're going to leave you with something. Ellijay, get ready. The Apple Festival is coming, and we can't stop them. Thousands and thousands of people will be here to see what's so great about living in Gilmer County.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much that's so great about living in Gilmer County. And open your doors, open your heart, open up your business with a positive mood and a positive mindset. And yeah, traffic's going to be crazy, but your cash register goes cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And when it goes cha-ching, then that means you make it through those brutal winter months when we don't have many tourists. So, what's the song we're going to end with today?
Welcome to Ellijay, the signature Mr. Ellijay Dwight song.
That's right, the song that I had never heard until he looked at me and said, "So you've heard my song?"
Yeah.
I said, "No." Now y'all have heard the music of Mr. Ellijay. Here we go. Thanks for us today, and don't forget, we will go straight to YouTube, so share it with your friends, share it with your neighbors, and come back and see us. We'll be here where rivers, mountains, and
Good friends meet.
there you are. Bye, y'all.
How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Ellijay. That's with a J.
About 90 miles north of Atlanta, where the Kusawati lay. They come out of the hills to pay their telephone bills in a town called LIJ. When the mayor drove a shiny 62 Corvette, Slim was in a cruiser with a Cobra jet. What you see is exactly what you get if you come to LIJ. Hey, LIJ, a mighty fine place to be. LIJ, good enough for you and me, yeah. Apple blossom, baby possum, muscadine wine. Leave all your troubles at the welcome sign. I'm so proud to call a piece of his mind a town called LIJ.
How you like them apples?
Run right through the middle of town, and late in the evening when the sun goes down, you can drive through and hear the happy sounds of the folks in LIJ. Now way back in the summer of '73, the Red Dot parking lot was the place to be, but you could get more than what you bargained for back in those days in LIJ. Yeah, you could. LIJ, a mighty fine place to be. LIJ, good enough for you and me. Yeah. 69 Road Runner, Charger RT, pistol grip 4-speed, 380. Boys, that's the way it all used to be, right here in LIJ. LIJ, a mighty fine place to be. LIJ, don't you want to come and see? Yeah. Trout fishing, skinny dipping, party all night. Possum, muscadine wine. I'm so proud to call a piece of his mind. Drop all your troubles at the welcome sign. I'll see you in LIJ. Ooh, yeah.
Anyway, LJ, go ahead, Chief.